Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
And where would you rather be on a hump day than Twin Peaks? Thank you very much. Terry Norvelle sitting at our Wednesday home. So very excited to make it right back to Twin Peaks on location. We were, obviously the show has been on the air our second week, but we are now on location at Twin Peaks and glad to be here. Patrick Young is joining me. We're going to get Patrick dialed up here momentarily, but remember, a lot going on. Boy, a lot of stuff in the sports world. It is also, let me go ahead and get this out. It is Bikini Week, and tomorrow here at Twin Peaks, tomorrow is Bikini Day. The girls are going to be dressed in bikinis tomorrow, all kind of specials. Take a look at this sheet. Specials galore. And, Patrick, I hear somebody screaming in the background wherever you're at. But we'll dial Patrick Young up. I don't know if you can see or hear me, Patrick. I can hear you guys, and we'll get the video. I don't see you, but I hear you. How are you, man? How are you? Is it clear? Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, absolutely. We are, and we'll get it worked on this end. I'm a little blurry. I'm trying to get where I can read the comments if they pop up. But, wow, Patrick, is that right? And remember now, I'm offering, if you come by, the first 10 people that come by Twin Peaks between right now and the end of the show, just come by, say hi. I'm going to give you a sticker here for a free beer. First beer is on me. First draft beer on us on the show, just for coming by. I'm excited, Patrick. Our first on location happy hour. Yeah, on sliders, and we may just do it at all of them. All these three wonderful Wednesday, Thursday, Friday locations. They've been with us the whole time. They've helped us grow. And then, of course, we had our announcement yesterday. We've got Hurricanes. Julington Creek has jumped in and taken our Tuesdays. So things are going good. Yeah. We're spreading our wings, Patrick. We're spreading our show's getting bigger. Yeah. Yeah, we do have a good logo. We do have a good logo. We need that. And we do have a good logo. We really do. Patrick, it is Bikini Week. Tomorrow is Bikini Day. The girls are going to be wearing bikinis tomorrow. And you got to love a girl in bikini season wearing a girl that looks good in a bikini. You just can't beat it, Patrick. You just can't beat it. Not that I'll tell you, these Twin Peaks outfits are unbelievable. It's a great outfit they've got. But
how's it going? No, you're going. I'm repping them stallions again, dog. You know what I'm saying? P-Town. That's true. That's true. That's right. Twin Peaks opens at 11. When it's 12, close at 12? Man, yep. Do you like the jerseys? I hate the jerseys. Gosh. Oh, or at least like I don't know, maybe make them all wear the same color pants, and then but they're wearing their uni. Home away. AL will wear their colored uniforms, and the NL will wear their white uniform. That way, there's a distinction there. But yeah, that oh man, maybe everybody wears the same hat, but their uniforms are different. Or gosh, beer league softball. You could say even like ACL, the cornhole league. They look like cornhole league unis.
Of the gate. I
You're
watched the
right.
first. I watched the
There we
first
go.
three. Yeah, I see. I see two people now. I
You're
watched the
very
first.
zoomed in.
I'm zoomed in. Yeah, we'll back that out here. I'll get.
You
I don't
look
know if I.
good.
I
Still
don't
look
know if
good.
I can. I do look good. I don't know if I can control that or not here, and I don't know if I want to control it. I kind of like that. Let me get. Hey,
You're, you
yeah.
know,
Hello, hello.
your little play on that. It reminds me. Have you ever watched How I Met Your Mother?
No, the TV show. No, I have not.
Yeah, it was. They both kind of like started. It started around the same time that the Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory obviously going on a lot longer. But Barney Stinson, he's
Right.
one of the main. He's Patrick Neil Harris on the show, and his thing is he never takes a bad picture.
Ah, I like it.
Every photo of
I
him,
like it.
he looks at pristine at his best.
I
And they're
like it.
trying so hard to take a bad picture of him, but it's impossible. He always looks good.
Like it. I like it a lot.
That's you, Terry. Just know every time you're on the camera, you bring the value up.
Okay, let's try to talk about the All Star game again, Patrick.
Hey
Um,
man,
did you watch any? I watched 3 innings, and it was
I think I
all three.
watched the first. I think I watched some of the first.
And boy, they hit another home run. The stars were stars. Skeens blew through the first inning. He had a great first inning. Otani hit a ball 500 miles away out of the ballpark. The because it's an exhibition, Patrick. It I love the mic'd up. I don't like when they're mic'd up in regular games, but this is a practice game. This doesn't matter. They were
Yeah,
mic'd up. You had the three Philly infielders were all mic'd up, and they were a blast talking to each other. Three infielders had mics. The two
yeah,
Yankee outfielders that started the game, Soto and Judge, they were a blast. Just listening to them talk. It was a win all the way around. And let me tell you something, Patrick. Before you jump on me about this and say, "Oh, it's just a pretty girl," I'm gonna give a lot of credit. I thought Livy Dunn, who I don't know much about, that's Skeen's girlfriend, the pretty girl from LSU. I was really impressed with her last night, and has nothing to do with her looks or anything like that. I don't know if you saw this part, but in the first inning, obviously the bottom of the first, when Skeens went to the mound, or when Skeens went out to the mound, there were, and he had a great half inning, right? He had a great half inning. He retired the side. I think he walked one guy and then retired the side. They cut away, Patrick, to his girlfriend Dunn in the crowd. She was just sitting, not in a box. Look, she was just in the crowd with a girlfriend or two. And Patrick, she didn't know I'm almost positive she had no idea the camera was on her twice when I saw it. And Patrick, I don't want to be, Mr. Sappy here, but she likes that guy. She was cheering and like a girlfriend, a legitimate girlfriend wife. Not that I have any reason to believe she's not, but she likes that guy. I was impressed
yeah,
with her. She didn't know that camera was on her, Patrick, and she
yeah.
was.
No, you do love to see that, because one could point to, yeah, maybe yeah, you look to the past, what we've seen with people that are high profile, um, that their dating situations don't always pan out. It's in the public, but it's a great story. They
Yeah,
went to LSU together,
yeah,
and I mean I really had no idea that they were together until I think coming into the rookie year, but they were together longer than that, and
yeah.
no, I mean that's pretty cool. No, I'm not gonna shame you on that one.
No, and
I'm a sucker for love, real love,
same here. Same here. I got a little romantic bone in my body or two. I like it, and yeah, she was. You could tell. You could tell she wasn't, like sitting on the edge of her seat, waiting to see the red light on the camera. and oh, I'm on. Let me go, Paul.
She
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
need to do that anyway, Terry.
She
Like,
li-
I mean, she's getting way more viewers on her own on her TikTok and
Yeah,
Instagram.
is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was good to see. I enjoyed it. Boy, baseball put on a really good show. Hey Pat, I had a funny thing I wanted to throw out there, and it may catch on, and you may have to help until I get this focus worked out. I may not be able to read the comments, and Zach may have to relay them when you're on screen. But I was thinking, what if the All-Star game was in Jacksonville? What if Jacksonville hosted an All-Star game? And one of the things they do at an All-Star game is they give out like a goodie bag, right? Like when you played in March
Yep.
Madness, I think, when that big thing, they give out goodie bags.
Okay.
If Jacksonville was the host of an All-Star game, whatever sport, what are some of the little things that would be in the Jacksonville goodie bag? And I'm going to lead off little things now, not little things. I'm going to lead off and say, how about a Leonard Skinner koozie? That'd be pretty good.
Okay.
Right? Leonard Skinner koozie.
I think you'll get, some type of replica snow globe of Jacksonville skyline,
I like it.
something like that. Just, or maybe like a list of all the bridges. We have 12 bridges here in Jacksonville.
I like it. A bridge guide.
A bridge calendar.
A bridge guide. Yeah, here's a guide. If you're going to be here, we got 7 damn bridges. So, hey, speaking of that downtown silhouette, and you mentioned our logo. Our logo has that downtown silhouette in the background on purpose. I don't know if you've noticed it. We've got the little background, and one of the bridges, I think, is in our logo. Our logo.
So then in the goodie bag, obviously, there's going to be a young Norvelle like sticker or like a patch you can iron on something.
We throw a sticker. Yeah, we'll throw a car sticker. So we've got so far a Skinner koozie, a snow globe of the downtown Jax Vegas, and a Young and Norvelle sticker. I like it. Anybody else can think of things?
Maybe like something TPC, the players related.
Players, yeah, that'd be a good touch.
Something players related.
How about a free?
Give them $100 gift card so they can buy one shirt.
Yeah, something like that. Or if you go down there and buy a round of golf, the cart's free cart or something like that. Hey, man, that'd be kind of cool in a goodie bag, right? That'd be kind of cool.
There we go.
In a goodie
Jaguars
bag.
chain. A Jaguars chain.
Yeah, something Jaguars. Throw in something Jaguars. Little mini helmet or bobblehead. A little bobblehead of maybe
Trevor Lawrence Jackson DeVille bobblehead. A Jackson DeVille.
There you go. Yeah, because he's always going to be around. Yeah,
he's always going to be around.
Yeah, he's always going to be around. That'd be pretty good. So, a lot of fun. Let me set the rest of the show, Pat.
We should probably put this together, Terry. There'd be some people that want to buy that from us.
A little bobblehead, or the whole package.
The whole bag. But we may add a little goodie bag. People want to,
I like the idea, except one thing. There's only one reason I don't like the idea. Sounds like a lot of work for Terry. All your ideas turn out to be Terry work, Terry job. You know that? Have you noticed that? I have.
No, I haven't. I haven't noticed. I did not.
I have. Hey, let me set the rest of the show, Patrick. With our 2 hours, we're here at Twin Peaks. Hey, if you're heading home or coming by or afternoon, what have you, come by, say hi. I'll give you while it lasts. First 10 that say hi, I'll give you a free draft beer. Come out, hang out, and check out the show. Patrick, things we've got coming up. We'll talk with Brent Beard in the second hour. It is day 3 of SEC Media Days. Florida is kind of making the rounds right now. The Gators and Alabama. Let me see who all's there today. It's Florida, Alabama, Mississippi State, and Texas. So Brent Beard will check in with us in the second hour, we hope, around 5:05. Patrick, we're scheduled every Wednesday. We do our Southeast Orthopedic Specialist sports medicine segment with Dr. Aaron Bates. And did you see the text he sent? He goes, "Hey, guys, I'm en route to Spain. I'm going to try to join you guys." And he thinks he might have a little window of a layover. So we may or may not have our sports medicine segment with Dr. Aaron Bates from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Who knows where he's going to be at, but he's going to try and call in.
I mean, I agree with what you said when you texted Doc. Enjoy your vacation. Don't worry about us. But yes. He wants to be on. He wants to enjoy. He enjoys the show.
Yeah, he texted me back and he said, hold on one second. Yes, sir. Yeah, hey, buddy. How you doing? Hold on, Patrick. Gotta
We got our first.
give this guy a beer. Here, put this headset on real quick. Be nice. Hey, settle down now. Settle down. Are you ready? Are you settling? Name, please.
My name is Ryan.
Ryan, good to see you. Say hi to Pat. Come around here. Don't get anything. Pat, can you say hi to Ryan? Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
What's up, Pat?
Ryan somewhere. There he is.
Hello.
Here,
I
that's
see his
worth
hand.
one free draft beer. Did you just hear me say that? Or?
I just heard. I've been sitting up there chatting in here. I was waiting to come over.
Oh, okay.
I
Glad to have
appreciate
you.
that.
Hey, Patrick, Ryan, what do you do?
What do I do?
Student?
No, I'm a salesman. I work
Oh, nice.
at Ride Now Power Sports.
You work where?
Ride Now Power Sports.
Well, you can't say that. You owe me $50 for the advertising.
Double. I get a
50
free beer and free advertising.
$50. What is it called again? Right Now.
Power Sports on Blanding Boulevard.
Where are those suckers at? On Blanding Boulevard.
Yeah, we do
All right.
boats, jet skis,
All right, here we go, Patrick. I can't
all
stop
the
him
good
now.
stuff.
Patrick, hold on. No, just kidding. Who you here with? A couple of buddies?
Just a buddy up at the bar, yeah.
All right. Have you ever been here before?
Oh, a couple times.
Yeah.
First time seeing you here.
Great food.
Yeah, good
Great
food.
food.
For sure.
So you follow our show a little bit?
No, first time. Saw the
Okay,
banner.
glad you saw it. Good. The banner, brand new banner. How's it look?
It's worth it every time.
Gorgeous. How about that? All right, my man.
Oh, you got a new
I'll let
banner.
you
There we
back.
go.
Thanks for the support. Glad you enjoy the beer
Yes, sir.
and enjoy Bikini Week here.
Good deal.
See you, buddy. That is Ryan. Just took over the show. Patrick, we like to do things like that. You just got to put them in their place sometime. But good for him. Nice kid. Nice young man. And I'm going to bill him for that advertising you just got, right? Got to bill him, Patrick. Got to bill him. All right. As you can tell, we're having fun. 9 beers left. 9 beers left. So if you're in the area, come by, say hi. One down, a long way to go. We'll talk a little Jaguar talk as we go.
Absolutely.
We've got some Dead or Alive I'd like to play, sports history. And today, one of the great streaks in Major League Baseball came to an end on this date years ago. We'll get into that. We're just kicking stuff off on our Wednesday edition live from Twin Peaks. Stay with us. It is the Young and Norvelle Show up until 6 p.m. right here on Action Sports Jacks.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was certain.
the meat, the love, the community. Our community.
Take you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally,
There you are. Terry, we're back.
Hey, there we are. Back we are. Terry Norvelle sitting here at Twin Peaks, our Wednesday sponsor, and we're working out some kinks, as you folks can tell. Our first day on location here on the stream, and we'll get it. I promise. Got a lot of good people that are working really, really hard, squaring us away, and just bear with us. I promise we'll work out the technical difficulties and just kind of get things down and rocking and roll. Terry Norvelle, Patrick Young. We'll dial Patrick up in a moment. I do see some.
Look at there he is.
I do see some. I hear Patrick. I don't see Patrick again, but I do see some chats. There we go. And we've got Dr. Bates. Dr. Aaron Bates. Can you hear us? Hey, buddy. You sound great. Where the heck are you, number one? Way over in Minneapolis. Now you don't mean Spain, Wisconsin. You mean Spain, right? It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Well, doctor, you didn't have to do this. I know you're busy as heck, but we do our Wednesday Southeast Orthopedic Sports Medicine discussion with Dr. Aaron Bates, and he's ready to go. Doc, Patrick and I got in a conversation last week, I think it was, and somehow atomic bomb and heating ointments that you put on Bengay it was called Bengay, and the atomic heat and atomic bomb. And I was telling Patrick, Doc, and you can corroborate this or not, I had read somewhere a long time ago that those things, other than maybe the placebo effect, they don't really, I read that all that kind of stuff does is irritate the hell out of your skin to make your skin hot. And maybe it's a placebo effect. Is there any truth to that? Or is there any value in those kind of balms, those heat up balms? Yeah. Interesting.
What about like Voltaren? Because I knew that it took a while for that to be approved here in America, and not a cure, but is there actual evidence behind something as strong as Voltaren to truly be a pain reliever for your aches and pains.
Doc,
Oh yeah,
there's a San
you
Diego
don't want
Padre
those.
A San Diego
No.
Padre player, Xander Bogaerts, is just getting off the injured list, getting back into the lineup after suffering what was described as a broken shoulder. I was wondering, is there one bone that would be considered the broken shoulder, or could that be a multiple of bones? Obviously, the scapula, I guess, is the shoulder blade, but
Yeah.
is that just a catch-all term, or is that one specific bone when he's described as a broken shoulder?
Well, they're trying to use it as a catch-all term because they don't really want to tell what's going on, tell the world what's going on with the shoulder. But no, the shoulder's pretty complex. And, reviewing the video of how he fell and the injury that he had, it looks like he probably had a shoulder dislocation or partial dislocation where now there's a little fleck or a small little fracture at the scapular socket, right, called the glenoid, which is attached to the labrum. So he may have a labral tear. We also call a Bankart tear. And then in this case, it's called a bony Bankart tear. So it involves the bone a little bit too that the labrum is attached to. And so depending on how large that is or small that is will depend on how he does in the future.
Interesting. I wasn't sure if there was one bone that's considered
Doc, would
that,
you do we not?
Go ahead, Pat.
I was going to say the AC joint is the AC joint, like, if getting to the grade where that AC joint sprain requires surgery, do you qualify that as a broken shoulder?
I wouldn't say that broken. No, I would call that more of a sprain.
Okay.
But you can have it's either you're gonna sprain the AC joint, you're gonna have a
Okay.
fracture of the distal clavicle. So you're gonna have a fracture of the clavicle adjacent to the AC joint, and that would be a broken shoulder, right? But this isn't that. This is because he didn't fall kind of with his arm kind of tucked down like this right on the shoulder. He fell with his arm out, more in the position of shoulder dislocation.
Oh, but now he's back in baseball. Thank goodness, back in the lineup. It looks like after the All-Star game, Doctor. Not to narc out people or anything, but there have been a couple of, and I'm gonna bring it back to baseball. Baseball has some unique injuries when it comes to foot, ankle, and hands. And I don't know if you guys have thought this through, but it's happened twice in Major League Baseball very recently. This season, within the last month, there have been two players in Major League Baseball that has been documented. One player for, who was it? The Marlins, I think it is, broke his hand punching the dugout wall, and another player broke his ankle kicking the dugout wall. Baseball's unique because they have a dugout. You think about basketball, guys ticked off, guys not happy, guy gets taken out of the game, guys fouled out or whatever. Well, he really doesn't have a wall to punch. Same with football, right? The football player goes off to the sideline, and he can be mad as hell. But baseball, Doc, that has happened. I've heard of that happening at the major league level a bunch of times over the years. That damn dugout, not to mention foul balls, Doc, coming into the dugout, 100,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'd be more concerned about the foul ball issue than punching it, because you can punch anything that's a lot stronger than your bones and break it. They can go into the locker room and punch the locker room or punch a wall inside. And so, you know, someone's just kind of controlling your emotions a little bit, but, you're asking somebody that's hyped up to control their emotions. That's a difficult thing. And so,
but that
we
dugout,
see that.
You have to basically go to the dugout, and that dugout's sitting there, whereas in football or basketball, it's really funny to think. And then those damn those foul balls, flying into the dugout, man. It's
Yeah, in baseball, they don't really have like a helmet. Well, I guess in baseball, the batters they can take
the
the
batter
helmet,
does,
slam
but
it down. But in football, you can take your helmet off and slam it, and not mess up your hand.
Yeah. And Doc, and same with Patrick. You guys played a lot of baseball when you were younger. I've played a lot of baseball. In the dugout, if you're in the dugout, regardless, if you're not in the field, whoever's up bat, it's hard to stay engaged every pitch with the batter at the plate. You know what I mean? I mean,
right.
Inning after inning, and it's the same as being on the sideline of a football field. I mean, all of a sudden, if you're on the sideline, and it's hard to pay attention 3.5 hours, right? And all of a sudden, you turn your back and start talking or get lost in a story, and here comes a running back at full speed into your knee or your ankle. Doc, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and cut this short. I know you're trying to get to Spain. Is that final destination, or are you guys going all around?
Patrick, that was spoken like a non-athlete, don't you think?
Yes, I can't get out of the way. Too old. Doc, where are you going? Are y'all?
So we're going to southern Spain, Malaga or Marbella.
Wow.
And just hanging out there for a week. Need a well deserved rest.
Yes, I would agree, man. I'm sure we know your schedule to a small degree, and you stay busy. And Doc, you really didn't have to do this. I was serious when we were texting me, you and Pat, saying, "Hey, man, take it off, man." But we appreciate it. In the what airport and where are you at right now? Did you say?
We're in Minneapolis.
In Minneapolis, and then
getting ready to leave.
And then you jump all the way straight to Spain from Minneapolis
through Paris.
Paris. Well, stop and watch some Olympic games. The Olympics are over there.
That'd be nice. Yeah, I know, but there's going to be the timing just doesn't work out.
Doesn't work out. Doc, safe travels, and we'll visit with you once you get back and get your legs back under you. Thank you, buddy.
Most definitely. You guys have a great day, great week.
That's our buddy, Dr. Aaron Bates, checking in here, all the way from Minneapolis, soon to be all the way from Spain. How about that, Patrick? How about that? That's pretty cool. Pat, that was pretty cool, wasn't it? Have a little delay issue here. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and, Zach, let's go ahead and take a break, see if we can reset everything, get squared away, and we'll get on the same page. I'm going to ask everybody to be patient. We're all working out. Everybody involved in our broadcast is really working hard, and we're fine-tuning this thing. And we'll get it taken care of, I promise. 2 segments down, our inaugural happy hour visit over to Twin Peaks. Already giving away free draft beers. Feel free to stop by and say hi. We'll take a break and come back with more of the Young and Norvelle Show on Action Sports Jax after this timeout.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was sad.
the meat, the love, the community. Our
To
community.
change you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are. and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Okay, I do believe we are back here as we are working out some kinks. Terry Norvelle sitting at our Wednesday home. You know it by now. It's been our radio home. It is now our streaming video home. We'll be here every Wednesday, 4 until 6, happy hour. Come by, say hi. We're giving away some beer. If you come by and just say hi, man, I've heard you talking about the free beer. I'll be happy to take care of you and give you a 29-degree cold. One of the things they're known for here at Twin Peaks, 29-degree ice cold beer in addition to the wonderful menu. It is Bikini Week here, all kind of specials, summer cocktail specials. Tomorrow, the girls will it'll be Bikini Day here at Twin Peaks, and it's always special here anyway, but that's going to be fun. I guarantee you that. Trying to read some comments. And Pat, I think I hear you, Pat. Are you still there, buddy? I think I was hearing Patrick. Okay, no Patrick. Patrick's en route to a event. Zach, how the heck are you doing? I know it's a little stressful back in the studio. How are you, buddy?
Well, yeah, I am trying to keep the plane flying, and it's difficult, but we're doing it.
I see a lot of comments here, but I think some of these are from a previous segment. But yeah, we're working things out. We're excited where our show has gone. Now we're in week number 2 of our streaming sports show here on Action Sports Jacks. We appreciate everybody following along. A lot of the radio people have come along with us, and we hope to grow the show. And it's one of those things. We'll work it out. Newness sometimes takes a little bit of a time. We kicked around, Pat and I, the All-Star game. Boy, what a good performance! Just a good performance. And I speak of the game of baseball. Major League Baseball just did a good 3.5 hour damn advertisement for their game. I watched the first 3 innings. Terribly entertaining. You had a mix of everything. You had good pitching. You had base hits. You had a home run. The stars were stars too. Really helped. I mean, Ohtani hit a blast of just a incredible left-handed home run, just ripped into it. And Paul Skeens was Paul Skeens. A lot of people tuned in last night early, and I watched 3 innings myself, but a lot of people tuned in early to watch Paul Skeens. A lot of people had not seen Skeens. That was a big moment for baseball and Skeens. Boy, I think he walked one batter, and he got up and he ended up facing Judge, which everybody wanted to see, and Judge grounded out to third. But Skeens was Skeens. And I tell you, any kind of marginal baseball guy last night. Boy, if you turned in to watch Skeens and you hung around for a couple innings, kind of like I did before I got a little tired and went to bed, that was a win for baseball last night. It's been a really, really big win for baseball as a whole the last, year and a half or so, and it continues. The guys, it's a travel day. No games in Major League Baseball today. You've got to give the actually the guys in the All-Star game, you got to give them a chance to get back with their teams and renew the second half of the season. A lot of people don't think about it like that, but in a weird way, you're kind of punished if you make the All-Star team in Major League Baseball because it's in the midseason. If you don't go to the All-Star game, Sunday you were done, and you could take a little mini vacation if you did not make the All-Star game. You could take off and go somewhere, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday's the normal travel day for the All-Stars to get back, as I said, with their team. So in a weird way, you're kind of punished a little bit by being on the All-Star game, but certainly there's a lot of bonuses and a lot of benefit to being in the All-Star game. A, your brand. B, some people have All-Star bonuses in their contracts. So baseball last night really wrapped up the first half in a tremendous fashion. And Zach, I'm going to try and introduce you to Dead or Alive. We may have to wait though, because I want me, you, and Patrick to kind of all be together. And I've got one I'll hold on deck. I think we'll do that a little bit later. NFL talk, and not really Jaguar NFL talk, but a little bit of Jaguar NFL talk. You saw again where Brandon Ayuk, the receiver for the 49ers, once again, he and his agent have come out and said, hey, let's talk trade, man. I'm not happy. I don't know if it's just a twisting of the arm again for Ayuk or if he's really, really serious, he and his agent. But I don't know if there's been a whole lot. I hadn't heard a lot of, hey, man, Jaguars, Brandon Ayuk. I don't think the Jaguars would have enough capital to put together to get a Brandon Ayuk. I mean, and with the draft and where Jacksonville went with the receiver. But, Ayuk is one of the better receivers out in the league. You would have to give up a lot in terms of trade capital. You'd have to give up a lot to get him. Do the Jaguars have anybody they could pass? I mean, they're not going to do anything with Trevor Lawrence, and the 49ers don't need a quarterback. So he's off the table. The next and really only highest profile valuable player to the rest of the league that's wearing a Jaguar uniform right now is Hines Allen. And, I mean, you don't get rid of him. And it would take, what would it take to get Ayuk? You would have to give up a player at a position the 49ers really want, a good, proven player, and at least a first-rounder. Would you have to give up two? I don't know. You might have to give up two first-rounders possibly, but I just don't think Jacksonville has enough capital. Now, if Trayvon Walker was 1 year more advanced and had become a quasi-star in the league, if he was one more year advanced, you could fish a Trayvon Walker and a number one draft pick. I just don't think Jacksonville's got enough to dangle if they wanted to even get into the negotiations with Brandon Ayuk. It's going to be interesting, though. It's getting late now. And, camps. I mean, the Jaguar rookies report on the, 19th, tomorrow, day or two from, 2 days from now. The veterans of 23rd. If something's going to happen, you would expect it to, particularly if you're Ayuk and you want to play the whole season, you would expect it to happen. But a lot of stuff, a lot of smoke there again with the Brandon Ayuk. He wants out. Is he serious? Is it an arm twist? Not real sure of that. We hope to hear from Brent Beard coming up about 5:05. Brent obviously is deep into the SEC Media Days. Today is day 3 of 4. Today, the teams that are going through, some have finished, some are still going on. I think Florida is still involved in Media Days today. They haven't totally wrapped up. But you have the Gators, Alabama, Mississippi State, and Texas facing the media. Big-time day now. That's a big-time day. Alabama is Alabama. When they show up for Media Days, no matter being in Dallas or not, Alabama is Alabama. First time Alabama's rolled in the Media Days without Nick Saban leading the charge in, 17 years. Kalen DeBoer will lead the Crimson Tide contingent as they have faced the media. But yeah, unique situation without Nick Saban at the helm. But he is there, but he's on the media side now and not the coaching side. Alabama, Texas, another high profile team, the new member of the SEC, but Texas, with all their preseason accolades, a lot of people, there's a lot to like about the Texas football team. Steve Sarkisian now, he's got his feet down, he's got his feet under him. Hell of a roster for Sarkisian. They have come through, and probably a couple comparisons. When Texas A&M entered the league, remember they had a splash entry. They really did. Now they had a guy named Johnny Manziel that helped them have a splash entry. But do you guys remember? I'm certain that Gator Nation remembers. Texas A&M, their first ever SEC conference game was at home against the Gators. And some guy named Johnny Manziel had kind of just won that quarterbacking job in late August and had one game, maybe two games under his belt. And then the Gators rolled in, A&M, and it was a good game. Florida won the game, but Johnny Manziel went on, 3 or 4 weeks later, I think he really established himself with that game at Alabama with the win in Tuscaloosa. But, boy, A&M made a splash now when they jumped into the league. And, of course, they had a splashy player. Texas hopes to have that kind of splash. Texas, they've got Michigan. They're at Michigan, I think the second game of the year, very early in the season for Texas. That's one, and I know it's not a conference game, but that's one Texas needs to go out and get a win. Texas needs to go out and show the nation, hey, this isn't just hype. The Longhorns have fallen on their face more than not the last 20 years. I mean, it's been a long time now since Vince Young was getting into the pylon, just inside the pylon against USC and winning a national title. That's a long time ago. And between that moment and right now, Texas has stubbed their toe on a lot of seasons where they were preseason prognosticated to be really, really good. And, Texas, a lot to like. Quinn Ewers is there, obviously big-time running back in Baxter. Sarkisian's got his feet on the ground now. Arch Manning seems to be okay with his position on the team. So Texas, they're meeting the media today as the first time as a member of the SEC. Mississippi State, a real tough situation for State, kind of taking you back if you've forgotten. Obviously, a couple of years ago, I think it was in December. I think it was in December. I could look it up, but Mike Leach, their head coach, died. I mean, you remember that Mike Leach unexpectedly passed away. There's nothing in the manual about and he was a beloved coach. They loved him at Mississippi State. They really did. There's nothing in the manual about how you bounce back and how you regroup from a coach dying. And it wasn't like he was ready to retire. I mean, Mike Leach had a lot of more years, you thought, in his coaching resume. He passes away, and I think Zach Arnett, who was the D coordinator, just kind of got interimed up for the bowl game. And you think back, that was just a tough situation. The coach passes away. Again, there's not a manual. Zach Arnett was not ready at the time to be a head coach, but there was a timely issue. He knew the team, knew the program. He was already on the staff, so they went ahead and took the interim off. He wasn't the guy. And I'm not so sure the Mississippi State administration didn't know he wasn't the guy, but State, it happened late in the cycle. Mississippi State didn't have a ton of money to go get anybody huge, and they don't command. Mississippi State can't throw their hat every year into the ring for the 2 or 3 big-name coaches that are going to make a move. Tough situation. Jeff Levy comes over as the head coach now, splashy offense. And Zach, I'm kind of hearing an echo in my ear just a second ago. Whatever button you hit might have tripped that a little bit. So if we can work on that. But, yeah, Jeff Levy, splashy offensive guy. The issue now is what type of personnel do they have on the roster. Mike Leach had a unique offense. He threw it a lot, but he didn't throw it far. But he had a lot of guys, a lot of slot guys to fit that offense. Arnett was more of a defensive guy, and I'm not sure what type of player he recruited. What do they have on their staff? On their roster, do the Bulldogs of Mississippi State Do they have a Jeff Lebby type? It may take Lebby a couple of 2 or 3 years to restock the roster with his type of offensive player. But I certainly would think that Mississippi State will give Jeff Lebby all of 3 to 4 years to get it worked out. Again, we're back with that echo, Zach. I know we're doing some on the fly editing. There we go, or producing here. It's gone now. Good job with that. Alabama, they go as far, I think, as Jalen Milroe. Milroe, he was one of those frustrating quarterbacks a year ago. At that position, you would almost, if 10's really good quarterback play and 1 is really bad quarterback play, Milroe's the guy that gives you a 9, 9.5, an 8, a 9, 9.5. Then he goes down to a 4, and then he'll give you a 9. Then he'll give you a 5. Up and down roller coaster. I think in a situation, if you were the head coach of any type of quarterback, you would prefer a guy to give you a 7 across the board than the roller coaster. That's Milroe's issue. When he's good, he's really, really good. When he's bad, he can be really, really bad. Milroe, if he's good, he's a Heisman Trophy contender. One thing about Alabama, and when we have Brent Beard on, hopefully in a few minutes, we'll knock around these 4 teams and some of the news and notes from the SEC Media Days, day number 3. One thing about Alabama, first time in years, they can kind of exhale a little bit. And, you don't want to ever lose and not advance as far the season before, so you cannot be the favorite among all favorites in your conference. But Alabama is not the favorite now. I mean, some people have them overall as the 4th best team in the SEC. That has not been the case for years. It's been Alabama. Georgia gets in there, but Alabama. Interesting. Alabama's program can kind of just breathe a little bit. Some newness, obviously, new coaching staff, new head coach, no more Nick Saban, but a lot of talent. Areas of question I've got with Alabama, running back. They've got a running back room of star players. Not a lot of them have been star players at this level carrying the ball in a real game. Running back and also receiver. I think receiver and running back at Alabama are kind of the same. They've got a lot of high recruited players. They've got a lot of players that everybody wanted. They've got a lot of what you see as talented rooms with running backs and receivers. They don't have a lot of guys, though, that have caught a lot of passes when the lights are on and when the games count. They don't have a lot of guys that have grinded out a lot of big-time yardage from the running back position either when the lights are on and when it's time to go against a real opponent and you need yardage. Running back, wide receiver, 2 areas I think Alabama needs to develop quickly in the early part of their season. I looked at their schedule, the Crimson Tide. I think it really comes down to 5 games. And Alabama, if they can go – now, hold serve in the other games, okay? But their Big 5, if I'm looking at the schedule right for the Crimson Tide, their Big 5, if they can go 3-2 in the Big 5, hold serve, don't have a stinker somewhere in the other 7, I think they're in the playoffs. I think Alabama can get the playoffs with these 5, a combination of 3-2. Georgia, Tennessee, Oklahoma, LSU, and Auburn. Those are the Big 5 for Alabama. I think they could go as low as 3-2 if they hold serve in the other games, and I think they get in. I think they definitely get in. Interesting. Alabama, first time in years, not the favorite or the co-favorite. I think that's fair to say. Alabama, since probably the last 15 years, it took Saban a couple of years. His second year, they were really, really good. So I would say this is the first time in 15 years that legitimately people that really know the game of college football do not have Alabama preseason consensus favorite to win the SEC or co-favorite. Favorite or co-favorite. And I wonder, that might work to their advantage for a season. Just let them exhale a little bit. And then, of course, Florida. We'll get into Florida after the top of the hour. We'll try and open it up if you got thoughts, questions, comments. Your first thought, my first thought, when I was putting this show together today, our show rundown, is this the final time Billy Napier will appear at the SEC Media Days as the head football coach at the University of Florida? I mean, that's the first question you've got to ask. Is this the final go-around? Year 3, Napier making his rounds as the Gator head coach, and that's number one. Areas at Florida, and we'll talk with Brent Beard about this after the top of the hour. Areas at Florida they need to develop or they need players to step up. They need a second wide receiver. Eugene Wilson, I think, if he can stay on the field, Eugene Wilson can be their one and be as good as anybody's one in the country. I think Eugene Wilson has that type of talent. His issue, though, he's got to stay on the field. I mean, there were a lot of games last year, where Eugene Wilson had 5 and 6 touches for big yardage in the first quarter and a half, and he was done. Now, you can't, force a guy not to get injured. I get that. But you guys remember the games. There were at least 4 or 5 games where Eugene Wilson, he was right out of the gate. First quarter catching 2 or 3 passes, a couple of jet sweeps, dynamic 5 or 6 touches, and then done. You would not see him the rest of the game, a nagging this or a nagging that with regard to injury. Eugene Wilson, he also needs a running partner there. Florida needs to find a second threat to kind of balance things out. Because at times last year, I mean, you had Ricky Pearsall, who was a first-round draft choice, and the other guy was this up-and-comer Eugene Wilson. Florida needs to find that. The Gators, though, when it comes down to lines of scrimmage and defense, Florida's defense was putrid, absolutely putrid a year ago. All the running around, jumping, pumping your fist in the air that Armstrong, the defensive coordinator, did as a young DC, that's great. I've seen that before. You know what? Being a type A yeller screamer guy is wonderful. Defense is a lot about emotion, but you still have to take 11 guys and go get that football. And don't let them get it past the first down marker or the goal line. I worry about Armstrong. Is he just a whiteboard X's and O's guy? A lot of young guys, man, boy, they can get on that whiteboard and draw, okay, gap here and control there. We're going to send here. We're going to blitz there. We're going to outman. Well, that's great, young coach. But this is not a coaching clinic. You're not talking to a bunch of coaches in January at the coaches clinic. You're trying to stop the football with your 11 guys. I worry a little bit about Armstrong. Is he one of those just young screamer yeller defensive coordinators? Now, I like what Napier did. He went out and got a grizzled veteran on that side of the ball, Ron Roberts. Hopefully that'll help, and hopefully he will help groom the young guy, Armstrong. The offensive line is another concern. Florida really needs some guys to get their position, win their position, but be good players. Be good players. If Florida can run out a really good offensive line, then they got a chance. They've got a chance to be pretty good if Florida's offensive line can come along with the defense, because Napier likes to run the ball. He wants to pound the ball down your throat. A little bit of old-fashioned football, but if you got an offensive line, there have been times his first 2 years where it's kind of worked. He's had the right matchups, and you can see Napier's philosophy, and it works. They score, they get ahead, and then you can't get them off the field. I like the Florida running back room, even though they lost ETN. With that, let's take a break here. Halftime is upon us here on a Wednesday edition. I want to again thank Twin Peaks, our Wednesday home. They've been very, very good to us when we're radio only, and obviously we're here on our new streaming format here on Action Sports Jax. We're here every Wednesday, 4 to 6. Our new happy hour hours are just like that, 4 to 6. We will get back out to all of our locations. Today's kind of our guinea pig edition. So, and I want to say thanks to Jonathan and Will, the managers here at Twin Peaks. They've let us kind of run all over the place and string wires and get stuff set up, and we'll work it out. But I appreciate the folks at Twin Peaks and all of our great sponsors that have stayed with us. We are coming up on our 1-year anniversary of this show, and I'm kind of proud. I think I'm speaking for Patrick as well, where this show has gone. It started August 1st as a radio-only midday show Monday through Friday on ESPN 690. And look at where we're at now. We have grown into basically a television show Monday through Friday right here on Action Sports Jax. We're proud to be part of this family. And a lot of people have helped us get where we're at. We certainly will always be appreciative of those folks. Take a break. When we come back, we're going to try and hook up with Brent Beard, talk a lot of SEC football news and notes. Day 3, big boys came through. We'll hear what Brent has to say about day 3 on the other side.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage. It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor, the meat, the love, the community. Our community. Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnik Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnik never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnik Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnikBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnik is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnikBuickGMC.com. Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Did I mention it's Bikini Week here at Twin Peaks, and tomorrow is Bikini Day? That's right. The girls will have bikinis on, for goodness sake, Brent Beards, tomorrow. Always a good time to get up here. I was here 2 days ago, and thank you so much, the lovely Ireland. Come say hi. Can you get in front of you might have to scooch over here. Can we say hi? And there's a delay, so they see you, but it'll be 7 seconds. How the heck are you? Good. And you took care of us at lunchtime, and now we're bugging you in happy hour.
Oh, you're all good.
Sounds good. Thanks for the drink.
Can I get anything else?
We're doing good. Thank you so much. That's the lovely, there she is. That's the lovely Ireland. And Brent, I snuck over here to do some logistics work a couple days ago. We're working, getting everything set up, and had a good old cheeseburger. Bikini Week. Tomorrow the girls are in bikinis here at Twin Peaks. So there you have it. Brett, you're not going to wear no bikini. No bikini for you tomorrow, okay?
No. Does that mean that you almost were having to wear one today if it had been a day early? Is that possible?
Funny you said that. So today, our buddy Steven, who's the wonderful engineer that makes all this happen, we're over here running some Ethernet stuff and cords and cables. I'm kind of just in the way, but we were patching in kind of behind the main hostess stand. If you've been here, you know what I'm talking about, right at the front door. And I was back behind the main hostess stand 2 or 3 times. And one of the lovely Twin Peaks girls said, "Hey, man, if you spend much more time behind there, I'm going to go get you an outfit." No, you're not. No, you are not. Brent, day 3, SEC Media Days. We still consider Florida as one of the big boys coming through. Mm-hmm. I guess the last decade, their record doesn't say they're one of the big boys, but Florida, Alabama, Mississippi State and Texas. Let me. I did a lot on Mississippi State a minute ago, so we'll kind of push them aside. Nothing disrespectful, but we talked about it's just a tough situation. Your coach passes away. There's not a manual that says what do you do when your coach passes away. You just bump up a coordinator to get through the bowl game. You're Mississippi State, so you go ahead and give him the job. Arnett wasn't ready. They should give Levy 2 or 3 years to not even think about giving him a report card. So tough situation. Got to revamp the roster. Let's move them aside. Let's start with Alabama. I mean, I did a little thumbnail on Bama, and first time that Nick Saban wasn't leading the charge in 17 years. Jalen Milroe, I guess, he's the guy. They brought him. What was the overall what was your takeaway with Alabama? And it may still be going on with the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, let me tie a couple things together between the aforementioned Mississippi State and Alabama. Nick Saban actually said a few minutes ago that and think about this a minute, that last year he actually tried to hire Jeff Lebby away from Oklahoma to be his offensive coordinator. Now, here's why I bring this up. And Terry, I'm with you on Mississippi State, and I certainly understand that. But I will say this. I was as impressed with Lebby
really
in front of the media as I was impressed with anybody today. Now, to your point, and it's a good one, that's not an overnight project at Mississippi State, is it? I mean, they left that and frankly in shambles. But this is what got my attention with them. Even number one, they returned 0 starters on offense. They returned 2 on defense. So tell me what a rebuilding job that's going to be. But the thing that amazed me was when he was at Oklahoma as offensive coordinator the last 2 years, they ran a play every 23 seconds.
Ooh, that's Tennessee stuff, yeah.
It really is, isn't it? So, so getting back to Alabama with this, Terry, it really, you and I love to play the what if game. It really makes you wonder if Saban had been able to hire Lebby and revamp that offense with a guy like that, and then you bring in like a Bo Davis who's going to LSU who came from Texas. You really wonder with guys like that if he may have stayed another year.
Did you say? Let me cut you off. Did you say Saban thought about hiring him last year?
Yes.
And well, you know what that also brings up, that Nick Saban wasn't committed to retiring until late in the season.
That's exactly right.
I mean, he's not.
Yes.
Nick Saban's got too many scruples to hire a guy and knowing he's already made up his mind to retire. Wow, that's interesting.
Terry, he said that he decided to retire. You remember the last meeting? He had a year-end meeting. And he said, I did not know if I was going to stay or if I was going to retire until I get this now, until I walked into that meeting.
I remember he said that, and I kind of blew that off a little bit. Oh, come on. That's yeah. How about that?
So, those are the things you pick up at media days that are just frankly fascinating when you think about that. But I'll say this. And you and I have talked about Kalen DeBoer now for a while. He was impressive. He did a nice job. He was very comfortable, frankly. But my stars, when you have won the way that he has won at Washington and everywhere else he's been, but I think the thing that I got from them was their offensive line. And you and I will talk about this too. Their offensive line last year were behemoths. They were way too big.
Yeah.
We both talked about that. And Tyler Booker was there today, and he said I was 352 last year. This year I'm 330.
Yeah.
So all the offensive linemen are much better than what they were.
And Brent, let me cut you off there. You make a great point, and I don't want to pick on fans, but as long as we've been doing this, Brent, fans a lot of times with offensive lines, you have a lot of fans that go, man, this is the biggest. This is bigger than an NFL line.
Yeah.
And a lot of fans think the way to go get 5, 6'8", 370-pound offensive lineman
Yeah.
and just maul people. No,
Right.
it doesn't work like that. Jackie Sherrill tried that in the 80s with Mississippi State.
He
It
did.
doesn't work like that
No,
because
no.
the defensive guys are so athletic. They'll run around them and run through them
Sure.
and gas them, and those kind of guys can't move most of the time.
No.
That doesn't
No.
work, but fans think massive size equals great offensive lines.
Well, and point being, and we'll get to this in a minute, is the Watson kid on the defensive line at Florida. His weight is unfortunately a detriment for him too. So the Alabama offensive line has slimmed down.
Yeah.
The other two things that I got today about Alabama that got my attention above anything else was they have got Jalen Milroe, and where he is able to Jalen Milroe reminds me of Anthony Richardson. I had a lot more confidence in him throwing 80 yards than I had in him throwing 8 yards.
Yes, I
right?
can see that. Yes.
So
Yes.
so that is why. But what they found out is they've worked really hard with Milroe on getting the ball out of his hand quicker, and by doing that, they really think that he can make the shorter to medium passes, which is a real problem for him last year. The other thing, now I want you to think about this too. Malachi Moore returns for Alabama, and they said, well, what is the difference between last year's defense under Nick Saban and this year's defense? And Moore said that this year we are thinking less and playing more. He said it is really complex to run Saban's defense, and he wasn't being critical of him necessarily.
Yeah.
He was just saying what the difference is. So Terry, think about that. I don't care what sport that you're doing, whether you play baseball, the Harvard or the South, or basketball with Pat, or football. Tell me if I'm wrong here. The less you can think and the quicker you can just play and react, the better you are, correct?
Well, I have that philosophy through my life. I try not to think much, just day-to-day life. The less I think, the better off I am, man. I am. Real quick, wrapping up Alabama. Brent, I see two areas with a lot of talent in the room, but not a lot of carried the ball to get rushing yardage in games or catching the ball to get receiving yardage in games. Running back and receiver, very un-Alabama-like. There's normally a pecking order guy, the 1, the 2, you kind of know. A lot of talent, but I want to see the running backs gain game yardage, and I want to see the receivers catch a bunch of game passes.
Well, as usual, we think alike. That was the next thing I was about to say. They've got a kid in Kendrick Law who they timed him at 23 miles an hour. And now get this. Let's just pretend we could do this. 23 miles an hour, he can bench 450.
How about that? Oh.
So now to your point about the running backs, they believe they have got two of the better running backs, and particularly Justice Haynes. They would have beaten Michigan if they'd have continued to run Justice Haynes. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and that name just says I'm a good running back. To me, that's a running back's name, Justice Haynes.
He is from Georgia. Georgia wanted him badly, as you can imagine. But they really feel that they can do both, that they can throw the ball and they can run the ball. But to your point, and it's not that there's so much nameless, but Terry, they've got a lot of guys who are the same guy, right?
Yeah. And that can be a problem sometime. Yeah, that can be a problem sometime. You know, interesting. But, you know, a lot of talent there. A lot of talent. Yes. Alabama normally – it might be a running back that comes back, but he's a 700-yard running back, but he's a 700-yard running back.
Yeah,
you know, you've seen him get 700 yards over 12, 13, 14 games. 5 minutes here on Texas. Take a break, and then the Gators.
Yeah.
Texas, we got into it a little bit. Should be 5-0, probably going to Oklahoma. They've got Oklahoma, Georgia back-to-back.
They do.
Boy, there's a lot to like about Texas, though, man.
Yes.
The quarterback,
Yes.
they got some depth there, you think, with Manning behind Ewers. I love Baxter, the running back, who got thrown into the fire and looked like a upperclassman as a true freshman. A lot to like about Texas. But boy,
Yes.
oh boy, oh boy. Vince Young and those guys, that's been a long time ago. When he got
Yes.
inside that pylon, that was a long time ago. There have been a lot of Texas seasons where they've stubbed their toe when they were prognosticated high. But, man, Sarkisian looks like he's grown. He's comfortable in his skin. And it looks like he's got his program where he wants him.
Yeah, he was comfortable in that burnt orange suit today, too, by the way. If you
my.
saw that. How'd you like, Terry, how'd you like to have that on your next date? But the reality is, look, I'll say this. When you listen to Sharp at the start, you almost want to play for him.
Yeah.
The thing that impressed me was he said this is the deepest, most talented team that we've had since I've been here. He said all his coordinators have been with him every year that he's been at Texas, and that makes a big deal. They've got the deepest quarterback room, and particularly wide receiver room that they've had too. That they're going to be really good at wide receiver. He loves Quinn Ewers, who is
they've got a lot of skill positions.
They really do. Really do.
And boy, that second game, they need to. If they're really Texas that they think they are, they need to go. And I know Michigan's the defending national champions, but I know all that. They've lost a lot. Texas needs to go and win that Michigan game. Go up there and win that game and make a statement. I mean, a loss won't ruin their season. We're in the 12-team playoff, but they need to go win that game and make a good statement. Make a good statement. Yeah. You know, there's a little bit of pressure on Texas. Texas A&M came into the conference and made a splash. Now, they had a splashy player named Johnny Manziel. Nobody knew, but Texas A&M hit the ground running. And don't forget, the last time this conference was expanded, and I know there were divisions, and we're not in divisions anymore, but damn, if I'm Sarkisian, I'm using Missouri as an example. I'm going to go, hey, guys, the last time this conference was expanded, like we're doing with Oklahoma now, hey, Missouri didn't say, hey, let's kind of ramp up to this thing. Missouri went out and won early, like second and third year. So if I'm Sark, I'm saying, hey, we're better than Missouri. Let's go win this thing. We don't have to wait a couple of years.
And let me give you another thing real quick that I thought was very interesting. Sark said, I've never coached a team that has not one, not two, but three big rivals. A&M starts back, obviously Oklahoma. He gave this soundbite on Arkansas that I'm still laughing about this. He said, Arkansas hates us more than they love themselves.
I like it. Now, that just about sums up college football.
It does, don't it? It really does.
I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. Let's hold Florida to have a full a full thing, a full segment on the Gators. Right. And man, it's getting so close now. It just feels wonderful. I guess, Brent, as we're going to break, couple minutes, is it late today that they do the voting, or is it tomorrow in the morning, like the all SEC and who they're going to pick to win? You know, the media makes their votes. I can't remember what day. Is that the third day? The end of the third day?
Yeah. It should be out tonight. The emails have not come out yet, but they will. And they've got this little thing that my 10-year-old granddaughter would do very easily, but I would really struggle with as far as dragging the names from one area of the screen to the other type thing. But yes, to your point, and it may be even Friday. They've done this over the last few years of media days. Is they've waited to calculate and announce some of those findings from the surveys on Friday, just to give it another day of publicity.
Interesting. Wow. Real interesting. Boy, media days. When they get here, it's close. When they wrap up, it's close.
Look, Kalen DeBoer said, now get this, Terry. He said, we are on the practice field 2 weeks from today.
Isn't that so? I was about to ask you, Brent. I was about to say, man, camps will start opening up.
Yes.
August.
Yes.
August.
And look, what that means, Terry, what that means is FSU's in camp next week. because they play a week early.
How about that? That is right. Florida State and Georgia Tech play on the 24th.
Yes.
Most people play on the 31st of August.
Correct.
So you get backed up. FS, yeah. They're polishing the helmets and they're laying out the pads right now. They are. Hey, those equipment guys are laying out the pads in the locker room for the first meeting, and I love it.
I do too.
I love it. Yeah, and then they've got a big bird to get on. Brent, stay there if you can. Let's talk a bunch of Florida Gator football.
Yeah.
Boy, the Gators have come through day 3. Start with Billy Napier, of course. We'll do all that on the other side. It is a fun. It's always fun on a Wednesday here at Twin Peaks. Fun happy hour, our first ever happy hour broadcast here, the Young and Norvelle Show on Action Sports Jacks. We'll continue. We'll wrap it up at 6 o'clock. A lot of college football talk. Stay right there, Gator Nation. We're diving into the Gators on the other side.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage. It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor, the meat, the love, the community. Our community. Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
All righty, let's talk some Gator football. That's always a good topic around here. Terry Norvelle, Brent Beard. Patrick Young was with us earlier and has a speaking engagement. We'll catch up with Patrick tomorrow, of course, live from Sliders Oyster Bar. We're making our rounds now on location. Really, really excited. Our happy hour show going great. We're at Twin Peaks today and Sliders tomorrow, Bricks on Friday. And hope you catch us one of these days while we're out. Don't forget, we welcomed yesterday a brand new sponsor. We now have a Taco Tuesday location with a twist, Brent Beard. Tuesdays now, starting next Tuesday, we'll be live at Hurricanes Julington Creek. That's right, Hurricanes Grill and Wings. They're known for their wings, you know that. But, man, don't sleep on the taco selection. I went over it yesterday. It is big time. There's a bunch of tacos over there with my name on it. That's our Tuesday location. And we think we've got a Monday locked up. And that's what we like to do, man. It's fun. We had this guy came up a little bit ago at the beginning of the show, Brent. And we're giving out, if you come up and say hi, we're giving out some free draft beer. This young guy, hey, man, I heard about the draft beer. And, I like being out with the people. I like it. I think Patrick does as well. It's fun. It gives us a little different flavor of our show, and it's a lot of fun. Let's get back into some college football talk. SEC Media Day is slowly wrapping up. Day 3 of 4 is getting put in the books. Brent Beard obviously covers it as close as anyone. That brings us to the Gators. Billy Napier and the boys made the rounds. I mean, it's the question that's you can phrase it different ways, but it has to do with Florida and how many games are they going to win?
Yeah.
This Billy Napier's final go-around at SEC Media Days as the head football coach at the University of Florida. I mean, this is his third go-around. He's got to win, Brent. He's got to win.
Yes. Well, and I think he understands that. And he basically said that this is a better football team. He said we have, as he put it, Terry, read between the lines here, competitive depth. That they may have the best roster. Well, they'd have to. Then obviously that since he has got there, they have got to work on several. Well, they got to work on a bunch of stuff. But what came up over and over again is, Coach, how about winning some of these close games? And they've lost 4 road games by 7 points or less. And you change a couple of those. You change the Missouri game for certainly for one in the Arkansas game, and this is a totally different conversation right now, isn't it, Terry?
It really is. And you look at Napier, his first 2 years. If you could tell me he would not do the dumb things, I think, and I'm going to stay on the offense right now. I think Florida has been good enough on offense the first 2 years under Napier, if you take away his dumb things. And with dumb things, I mean crazy, wild trick plays at inopportune times.
Right.
He did that. He's done that several times. You go, what in the world? Getting away from his game plan. I still go back to the first FSU game in Tallahassee he coached. And by the second quarter, Florida's just driving the ball down FSU's throat. Florida takes the lead in halftime, gets the opening kickoff in Tallahassee. First 3 series are 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. 8 passes and 1 run. With Anthony, you're like, if you could tell me Napier is not going to do dumb things, I think Florida's offense, they would have scored more the last 2 years. I think their offense is fine. That's a big if, though. Has he learned how to coach during the game? And then defensively, my God. Who did we call putrid the other day? LSU and some other people. Florida was as putrid. I mean, the Kentucky game was almost a dream.
It really was.
You're going, how is this team not tripped the guy a little bit? But what your thoughts on Napier? He's got to pick up his game first and foremost.
They've got 17 starters coming back. That's as much or more than basically anybody you'll see in the league. So they really are without excuse, is the point. He went on and on about the strength and conditioning, about how that is much better, that they've gained 500 pounds of lean muscle, as he said. Loves Graham Mertz, and he should. DJ Lagway, they've certainly got plans for him. Montreal Johnson. You and I have talked about this the entire offseason. They have no issues offensively. They frankly are going to be as good offensively as anybody in the league. But your point is them being able to get the defense a whole lot better than what it's been. Ron Roberts coming over, maybe the savior for them on defense, helping Armstrong be able to coordinate that defense too. So, and by the way, SEC Nation is going to be at the Miami game. Okay. So that they announced that a few minutes ago. That's not a big deal, but it's something for fans to go by and see. But again, there's just the people we talked to this week that there are a lot of people a lot more optimistic about Florida than maybe even you and I are.
Yeah. And I think I fall in that camp in terms of the nation.
Yeah.
Versus Florida. I think Florida. I don't think Florida's 3-9 or 4-8.
I don't either.
I could see them carving out as good as an 8-4. I'm a little higher than most people are on the Gators. There's issues though. I think Florida's going to find a decent offensive line between what the few bright spots they've had, the portal guys they've brought in, the movement of positions. I think they're going to be okay. And Napier's tough when he's got a good offensive line.
Yes.
Florida needs to early identify a threat opposite Eugene Wilson.
Yes.
And Eugene Wilson's got to stay on the field. I think Wilson's as good as anybody in the country at his position.
I do too. I agree with that.
He's got to stay on the field. How many games last year, a bunch, that Wilson had 5 or 6 touches early in the game, first quarter and a half, and then a tweak here, a tweak there. He didn't play the rest of the game.
Yeah.
He's got to stay on the field. The kid from Wisconsin, DK, I think is his name. I've seen him play before. He could be that guy, but they need an opposite. They need an opposite threat, I think, of Eugene Wilson.
And let me also say that the kid that transferred from Colorado, Kermani McLean, it has not left the team. That was a big deal yesterday. Some ended today. Oh, where's he gone and so forth. That's just more internet rumor than anything else. That they basically confirmed the fact that he will continue to be there. Twos, and they've got a lot of new players. They've got 30-something new players. But Terry, the reality is everybody has new players, right? But it's up to them to be able to stabilize this. And look, again, in these settings, you really can't help but like Napier, and it sounds like he knows what he's doing. But again, there's so much of this stuff that just, as you and I've talked about over and over again, they've got to clean some stuff up, and if they'll get more efficient, they'll be a lot better. But see, what they can't do, Terry, is they can't have this the program rebuilding win over Miami, and then 2 or 3 weeks from then lose at Mississippi State.
Yeah, I'm glad you went there. I'm glad you went there. The Miami game. They've played. Miami and Florida have opened up seasons before, and they've opened up seasons with much more national fanfare. Hell, I was sitting in the stadium when Florida beat Miami 28-3 in a season opener, and Miami ran the table and won a national title. So they've played in season opening games before that are much more national. But man, Brent, you just hit something. You look at Florida's schedule. You and I've had the same opinion of their schedule. I don't think it's as hard as people think it is, particularly the top of their schedule. But the Miami game, if Florida gets a win, what a springboard. And Napier really hasn't had a springboard. You could say, wait a minute, what about his first ever game, Utah, a couple years ago? Right. That was a weird. Utah and Florida never played. It was an out-of-region game. Right. It was a nice win. Don't get me wrong. But there was all this newness. This could be a springboard. If Florida beats Miami, there's no reason they don't win the next 4 football games. There's no reason they don't win. Samford, Texas A&M with a new coach in Gainesville. at Mississippi State with a new coach and a program that needs some healing. It's going to take a couple years, and then UCF comes back home. There is no reason Florida doesn't win the next 4 if they can get by the Miami game. Huge game.
And look, let me run this by you. Number one, A&M is going to be with a new coach and a lot of new players, and they've got them game 3. You've got them early. You've got them at home. And look, we just talked about Mississippi State, UCF. Look, that Florida coaching staff is much better than UCF. Terry, tell me they can't beat KJ Jefferson. I know he's the Arkansas transfer. I know he's slimmed down. I appreciate what he's able to do, but it would be inexcusable and not to be able to beat UCF. And they've got LSU at home. Terry, right now, Florida's a better football team than LSU is. They're absolutely abysmal on defense. Now on offense with Nussmeier and those wide receivers, that they will be tough. But look, Terry, is this the year where, to your point, that playing these games at home could really give them another win or two?
And what you said a minute ago, I think 3 should beat 1.
Yeah.
When Florida, under third-year coach Billy Napier, third-year program Billy Napier, welcomes Texas A&M under first-year coach Mike Elko. Florida, 3 should beat 1 there. Same thing on the road at Mississippi State. 3 should go get on that plane and go get a win, and frankly, go get a mail-it-in kind of win by the end of the second half. They should. Hell, I would worry about UCF more than at Mississippi State. And I know conference game, I get all that. Real quick, I didn't plan on getting into this, but how about from Miami's perspective? You talk about a jump-off win for Miami at Florida. If Miami wins at Florida, there's no reason they don't win their next 3, and they set up a big game. A lot of people are high on Virginia Tech. Miami could springboard the Florida game into a 4-0 game at home against Virginia Tech, and then who knows? They have at California, at Louisville, and then Florida State. That just goes to say, both of these programs, man, this could be a make or break game right out of the gate.
Absolutely.
Right out of the gate for the Gators. And then the back half. If Florida gets where I think they can get, going at Tennessee, that's going to be a tough game. How about if you roll into that game 5-0? If you play well, okay, let's say you get a loss. All right, it's 1 loss. You got Kentucky coming home. I mean, beat Kentucky. They beat your brains out last year.
Well, with a quarterback, Terry, right, who's transferring from Georgia, that virtually that's only going to be his basically 4th or 5th start. Now look. We're not trying to be crazy here, but could you see the situation of where they played Georgia and Jacksonville with basically at the most, what, Terry, 2 losses?
At the most.
Or even 1.
At the most, possibly 1. Okay, you lose to Georgia. Okay, there's 2 losses. You've got several games left. Now, keep in mind, there's 2 losses after Georgia if this plays out. But keep in mind, I didn't say 10-2. I said 8-4. Okay, you leave Jacksonville. Hopefully, you play decent. You lose to a really good Georgia team. You got 2 losses. You're at Texas. Okay, let's say that's a loss. LSU, as you said, Florida. I would take Florida's roster probably over LSU's roster. I would take their quarterback over LSU's quarterback. Get a win there. Maybe you lose to a good Ole Miss team. Maybe you beat FSU. There's an 8-4 season.
It
There's
really
an 8-4
is.
season.
Listen, in your lifetime, do you remember a better home schedule than what they've got this year? I don't. I don't. As far as your home schedule lifting your season, this is I think this is a good example of that, as I remember in recent history.
Really, it's nice, and it should stay that way. I mean, all of a sudden, Texas is going to come to Gainesville at some point. All of a sudden, Oklahoma is going to come to Gainesville
absolutely.
At some point.
Mhm.
Brent, in terms of national stories, I guess it's still quiet on the FSU front. A little bit of stuff came out with McMurphy and some of these guys saying, hey, maybe FSU is going to get closed out a little bit. Maybe they got ahead of their skis a little bit. I'm not so sure I believe it or don't believe it. I know McMurphy's he's dialed in. You still expecting something being announced by FSU at some point in the next 3 or 4 weeks, aren't you?
Yeah, no question. And again, I mean, today's the 17th. Well, we're less than a month before they've got to announce that they're leaving. But look, if people read the Brett McMurphy story, look, I'm with you. I have a lot of respect for Brett. He does a good job, as dialed in as anybody is. But Brett did a podcast on his story. And in the podcast, he basically still left the fact up that FSU could actually go still to the Big Ten. Now I've certainly heard again, I know what was said and what's been written. FSU's not going to the Big 12. They're wasting their time. The Big 12 is not any better than the ACC. So are they going to better themselves? But Terry, there's no way in the world they would fight as hard as they fight to get out of the ACC and go to the Big 12. You've got, look, you and I both know you've got to have some kind of a quasi guarantee where you're going before you go to all that trouble, correct?
Yeah, you would think unless FSU has some kind of trump card, in their pocket, unless they have some kind of trump card in their pocket. What is that? I don't know. Is that, hey, we can bring Notre Dame as a football scheduling partner with us. Right. We're going to bring, we're going to bring North Carolina, Virginia, Clemson, ourselves, and Notre Dame has agreed to, be a scheduling partner. They're already a scheduling partner with us in football. Something definitely. I think FSU is too smart to have gotten this deep into what some people think they're too deep into. I think their people are too smart. I
agree. I agree with that totally. And look, I still hear that eventually North Carolina is coming to the SEC. They've done.
And I'm glad you brought that up. I think I'm of the opinion that if FSU left by themselves out of the ACC, I don't know if it crumbles. They could still cobble something together. I think if North Carolina ever left the ACC, it's done. I think North Carolina is the Alabama of the ACC. And you may say, wait a minute, they haven't won a football. They've been good in football. They are North Carolina in basketball.
Yes.
They're the big, strong they are the backbone of that ACC. If North Carolina left, would you agree with that? If North Carolina ever left the ACC, shut it down.
Yeah, I think that's true. Now, what the ACC is going to do is they're going to go out and get South Florida and Memphis and so forth. Now, look, I know you got to replace some teams. Would that excite you at all if they brought those two in, frankly? And there's a couple of things that happened today we need to bring up real quick, too.
Okay.
And this kind of went very much under the radar, but it will not go away, and it's not going to go away until this is decided. It came up again almost, matter of fact, Greg Sankey brought this up, is who brought it up, but there is going to basically be another, they're relooking very strongly, and you and I talk about this about once a month, about going to 9 games and voting on this probably next year. And I would say after the football season and so forth, it is where that's going because Terry, I know people get tired of us saying this, but it's a revenue stream. And that's what this, and Sankey in a report that Yahoo Sports said That's why they're looking at it. The administrators, they see big matchups. They see a lot more ticket sales by doing this. Terry, you and I have talked about this for years. This is not going away until the SEC finally says, yes, we're going to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. As we get out of here with Brent Beard, we'll come back for one quick segment to wrap things up. I will say this, Brent. It's no coincidence. I heard Greg Sankey a lot today, kind of making his way on Radio Row, and I've heard him a lot today, and I've known this, you've known this. It's no coincidence that a really sharp, smart guy runs the SEC, and several of those guys in a row have run the SEC. And then you look at some of the just woeful hires that other conferences have made. Guys that have cycled through and cycled out, and some of the decision makers out. Larry Scott in the Pac-12, and all you name other guys. You go, it's not, smart people do smart things generally. You know?
They do.
Smart people are generally pretty good at what they do too.
Yes,
he is big time, man. He is big time.
And look, I know he wants to stay at 16 for now, but our mantra on this show is, expansion is never dead. It's only dormant.
It really is. Hey, good stuff, Brent. If you wouldn't mind, we hope to talk some more with you. We'll wrap up media days tomorrow. And that gummit, man, helmets are being polished off and dusted off right now.
2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today, Terry Norvelle.
College camps are opened up. That is music to my ears. Let's take a break. Thank you, Brent. We'll come back, kind of put a bow on today's show, and let you know the rest of the week and where we're going. This thing is growing, and you are a big reason why. The Young and Norvelle Show continues right here on Action Sports Jacks.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage. It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor, the meat, the love, the community. Our community. Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
All righty, back here at our wonderful Wednesday home. They've been with us since we've been radio. We're now streaming, basically TV. Twin Peaks, thank you so very much for everybody taking good care of us here today. We've been running around. Stephen, our engineer, has done a great job. Certainly Zach back in the studio piecing this thing together, and we're working it out. Today, Twin Peaks, every Wednesday, Twin Peaks. Don't forget tomorrow. How about this for tomorrow? Bikini Day here. It's Bikini Week here. They've got specials like you couldn't believe. Tomorrow the girls are in bikinis at Twin Peaks. So just giving out the information.
And just to be super clear, you yourself, Terry Norvelle, will not be in a bikini.
You never know that. It's none of your business.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, speaking of it could be driving. It could be having the opposite effect that you should be having with the business. It could deter people from going. So I just want to make it clear.
A, shut your filthy mouth, and B, we're at Sliders tomorrow, but I may wear a bikini to Sliders. Hell,
that's true.
I'm about where I'm going to sit tomorrow doing the show on the patio at Sliders is about 110 yards from the beach. I may go in a bikini.
There you go. You can slide to the beach.
I may go in a string bikini. I may go in a banana hammock. You don't know.
A banana
hammock. Don't judge me. Hey, don't judge me.
I would never dream to judge.
We're winding down. Got about a few minutes left here. Let me get back to my my clock here. But man, I wanted to get into some baseball talk. Today is a huge anniversary of a streak ending in baseball. On this date in 1941, the 56-game hitting streak of Joe DiMaggio was stopped. Then he in the game it was stopped. I knew this, but I wanted to get into it. Maybe tomorrow. In the game it was stopped. He hit 2 rockets down the third base line, and the third baseman for the Cleveland Indians at the time, way back in 41, made 2 great plays. So that led to his 56-game streak being snapped, Zach. But get this, the next day, he started a 16-game streak. So, I mean, and the spinoff here, and we'll get into it tomorrow, Zach, if we have time with Patrick and the gang. The story, though, is the 1941 baseball season, Joe DiMaggio of the Yankees had a 56-game hitting streak. He was named the most valuable player that year. The Yankees were really good. They won over 100 games. The same year, 1941, Ted Williams hit 406. The last guy to hit 406. He led the league with 37 home runs. He was second to DiMaggio in RBI. Ted Williams did not win the MVP with those kind of numbers. Unbelievable.
He didn't win MVP the 406. I knew that he had a 406 season.
No, it was
oh my God.
That's the controversy. Joe DiMaggio. It was how about this? The same season, 1941, had a 56-game hitting streak and a guy that went 406 for the year. Ted Williams hit 406, 37 home runs, 120 RBI, and did not win the by the way, DiMaggio, he had a 357 average, 30 home runs, and 125 RBI. So the only thing he beat Williams in was 5 more RBI. But the Yankees were really good, 102-game winners. They won the pennant and all. They were the Yankees. And the Red Sox were average. They were 84 and whatever. But that's one of the great baseball controversies and discussion points of all time. How do you hit 406? By the way, 47.
Is that the all-time highest batting average for a whole season?
Last guy to go 400.
Yeah,
Last
right.
guy to go 400. And not that the 56 game hitting streak's not great, but Ted Williams, the year he hit 406 and 41, he was 47 points higher than the guy in second place. And he took home no hardware that year. Wow. I want to get into that some more tomorrow. I hope we can squeeze that in. Well, we run the show, and we will. Thanks to Twin Peaks, our Wednesday home. We'll be back next Wednesday right here. Remember, Bikini Day tomorrow, as if there's always a reason to get to Twin Peaks here at the intersection of Kernan and Atlantic. Tomorrow we'll be set up live at Sliders Oyster Bar, our first happy hour at Sliders. I'm really looking forward to that. You know, that's one of my hangouts now. I like me some Sliders. That's down in my neck of the woods. So come by, say hi, 4 to 6 tomorrow. We'll hook up with Patrick Young, Brent Beard again, as SEC Media Days will be wrapping up. Thanks to everybody here at Twin Peaks. Thanks to you, Zach, for putting up with a tough broadcast that we knew was going to happen. And, of course, Stephen for helping us get this thing going. That'll wrap it up. We'll do it tomorrow, 4 o'clock, live from Sliders.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage. It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor, the meat, the love, the community. Our community. Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave. So feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at nimnikbuickgmc.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnik is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnikbuickgmc.com. Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.